Introducing Professor Ngozi Osarenren. Professor Ngozi Osarenren had her early education in Abia State and all her tertiary education at the University of Calabar, Nigeria, where she obtained a PhD in guidance and counseling in 1990. She joined the services of University of Lagos in 1992 in the Department of Educational Foundations, where she has served as head 2006 to 2008 and head between 2015 and 2018. She is the chairperson, Management Board, University of Lagos International School, and university-wide counseling services for staff and students. She has served and still serving in several key committees in the University of Lagos. She has over 100 publications in the areas of counseling, psychology, educational and gender issues, both nationally and internationally. Professor Osarenren was a visiting professor of counseling at the University of Education, Winneba, Ghana. She has assessed over 40 professorial candidates in 15 universities, where she has served as an external examiner. She served as the Honorable Commissioner for Education in Edo State. Member, Presidential Task Team on Education. Member, National Committee on Implementation of Almajiri Education Program in Nigeria. Professor Osarenren participated in the education course, Strategic Choices for Education Reforms at the World Bank Institute, Washington. She is a member of the Visitation Panel on Abia State University, Uturu. She is a member of American Counseling Association, British Association for Counseling and Psychotherapy, Fellow, Association of Professional Counselors in Nigeria, Fellow, Counseling Association of Nigeria, and the immediate past National Secretary, Association of Professional Counselors in Nigeria. Professor Osarenren has a very strong passion for quality education at all levels of education. She is a regular commentator on education and social issues on both print and electronic media in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Professor Ngozi Osarenren.
Please kindly sit down. Good morning, everyone. That intro was quite beautiful. I'm very happy to be here. Despite my reluctance to be here, but I changed my mind by the persistent, unrelenting, emotional blackmail. I know by Ebu. She hounded me positively. She insisted I have to be here. I said no. She called all the people that I can't say no to. And to make the matter worse, the founder sent me a mail. It's like, you have to be there. In a subtle way. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I am very happy to be here. From the staircase, I have seen more than 25, 30 of my former students. Teaching in a university for 32 years has its own. I hope the online is working because many of them are online. You see the traffic online. I'm called to talk about something. I had prepared a slides, but is there really a need for slides? That was our discussion. The person that brought me up, do you want it here? I said, I always like to talk to my people. I always like to interact. What are we talking about? We are talking about how we can use culture and the dynamics of family to make impact wherever you are. So there's no need to come and talk about, give you theories. Culture is this. Family means this. This is the analysis you have to do. No. We are talking to ourselves. And talking to ourselves presupposes that we are interested in ensuring that all of us, because my final thought is that we should be able to embrace, accept, and celebrate family life. And you can only do that if you're able, from the word go, to focus. And the onus is on all of us. We are Africans. Africans train each other's child. I don't know what has happened, but we must recover and restore what we have lost. We have to talk to ourselves. How do we ensure that our children become who they're supposed to be? And you can't say anything that is happening is right from the family. And once you get it wrong, you've lost it all. You've lost it all because the most important one is your child's upbringing, the socialization of the child. And for me, it's not just the upbringing of the child. It's the content of socialization. What kind of upbringing are you giving the child? Are you giving the child the upbringing that will make him or her a fully functioning member of society? Or you are bringing up a child and teaching him or her such useless values that when your child passes, they say, hey, yeah, this pikin lack home training. May not be our portion. That's saying amen. But what effort have you made to make sure that amen remains amen? Because when you say amen, it means may it be so. Have we inculcated in our children what it means to respect elders? Because respect is universal. Have we inculcated in our children what it means to tolerate the shortcomings of others? Have we taught our children what it means to share whatever you have, you share with every other person, no matter how small? Because if we are not able to inculcate these values and the children have not imbibed them, it becomes a problem. Problem in the larger society where you have an individual stealing 109 billion naira, that is our common wealth, and will brazenly say that I didn't know I will be prosecuted. For me, it is a failure of family socialization. Because if you were brought up well, and we do apologies to the women here, women are the main culprits. Because we tend to show preference. I love this child, I prefer this child, and that becomes a problem. Because by the time you start selective treatment and preferential treatment, it becomes a problem. It becomes a very big problem. Oh, okay, this has come up. Oh, fine. I didn't know. Since they say I be professor, make we do professor own small. I have said that family life is considered important. Important because it plays a key role in our cultures, in our survival as a people, in our protection as a people, in our socialization, which was what I was talking about. And it also helps in societal identification of the individual. When the founder was talking, he said he introduced himself and talked about the rich culture of his heritage. I have a double rich culture. I have his own rich culture, which is the Benin Kingdom, and I'm biologically from Arochukwu Kingdom. So you see, what you have to know, what I'm trying to say is that your family is key. Your family gives you identity. In fact, among the Beninese, how you know who is your relation is the way they greet you in the morning. If there's any Benin person here, Laku. And once you say Laku, that is your family greeting. And once you say that, any other person that is there, whose family greeting is Laku, will embrace you. But if it's not Laku, Laweze, and all that, they're different. So family is key, very key. So we talk about culture. What is our culture all about? What are the customs? These are very key issues. Very key issues because it is our culture that shapes our identities and is also what influences how people perceive us. Is what influences how people perceive us and how we interact with each other. That was why I was hammering on not just upbringing, but the type of upbringing. The upbringing that when your rich relation comes to the house, you call your children to come and greet. But when your relation that is not affluent comes, you won't call them and they won't come and greet. Yemisi, your children do not greet. Sister me, you know children of nowadays. By the time you do that, you have inadvertently told this child that there are people that should be respected, there are people that should be ignored, there are people that don't matter, and there are people that matter. And once they take it to the bigger society, that is where the problem starts. And that is why we say we have to be able to use our culture, the very positive application of our culture, to ensure that our society, our communities, is beyond boundaries. Because if I taught my child that respect is universal, and you taught your child that you respect everybody, and she did the same thing, When they come, like in a potpourri, in the public space, nobody is going to have problems. But when you have ab initio and made the child to realize that it doesn't matter, there are people that should be respected, there are people that should not be respected. That is why a child will see you walking down the stairs, even with your white hair like I have, will almost want to push you down. And when we were in secondary school, not too long ago, if you are coming on the staircase and you see a senior student or a teacher, you stop on your spot. You stay there until the person goes up or coming down. Then you continue. It won't take anything out of you. Absolutely nothing. And these are little things that matter. And these are little things that show that our children are well brought up and they went to proper finishing school house. They went to proper finishing schools in your house because you have to show the way. And I talked about sharing, where, okay, we all here, for those of you that have younger children, maybe by the time you are getting home today, it will be around 6, and you don't have enough money on you to buy something for all of them. You have 4 children, for instance, and you bought only 1 gala. That is the only thing you can afford. And as you got to the door, they welcomed you, one of them took that gala from you and start eating. The others will come to you. Mommy, Jide or Kene has taken the gala. Don't mind him. He's a naughty boy. I'll buy for you your own tomorrow. When you do that, you have destroyed that child. You have destroyed both the child that ate the gala alone and the ones that were denied the eating of the gala. Why do I say so? Because you have told those ones, your feelings don't matter. What you want don't matter. Just beer. And you've told the other one, who probably is the type of home our dearest man that didn't know he would be prosecuted for stealing 109 billion is from. You gave that child right from home the impetus to behave the way he did. You started it. That is why I say it is the parents. It is the parents, especially the mothers. We have to be present in the life of our children. Being present in the life of our children is very key. I tell people, no matter how busy you are, your children should be your friend. All these I've talked about. That is why, okay, it gives us a sense of belonging, cohesion, and all that. Fine. But going beyond this, how do we use the beauty and richness of our culture in ensuring that there's peace, global impact on all fours? How do we ensure that? We can only do that when we have, first of all, accepted. I bet they move this thing now. Because by the time we are doing this, I told you my background. from Arochukwu Kingdom, from Benin Kingdom, and I'm here. And I'm here. And there are other people in this hall who don't have my background, and are also here. And through interaction, through interfacing, through relating, collaboration, we'll be able to ensure that our cultures will not be a source of barrier or a source of divide. Our cultural diversities should actually be something we celebrate, should actually be something we are proud of, should actually be something that will bring us together, something that will make us be proud of being a member of a particular society. That is why I say traversing cultures can occur. It can be through travel. It's travel. That is why I moved from the southeast to south-south, now in southwest. Migration, cross-cultural relationships. He was where he was telling them about, not here, telling them about, we have all had that. So what is it for us? Because it is a multicultural community. Multicultural, we all have our own, as it were. Where we are, for you to be seen as a respectful young woman, you have to kneel to greet. For the man, you have to prostrate. That is a mode of transmission of respect. But if I don't kneel to greet you, that does not mean that I don't respect you. But because I am in this space, and is the culture here, and culture is dynamic. Culture is supposed to help us become international individuals, because culture is not supposed to limit us. Our diversities should be a source of harmony, should be a source of togetherness for us. We appreciate diverse culture. That is why we traverse culture. We have to appreciate it. We also incorporate it, because those aspects of the culture that are good and the ones that are not desirable, we fuse them and have a holistic. In fact, I wish there's a capture of what happened when I came in a few minutes to 10. I liked the energy I saw. The energy was beautiful because all the people were hugging, embracing, and they were all speaking English, which presupposes they are not all from the same culture. But because they have what it means to traverse, to move from one place to the other, they have met friends. As I sat down, I met the person sitting next to me, turned out to be the elder sister to my friend. I've never met her, but immediately she said so, we hugged and we took selfie. Right here in this hall. And the funniest aspect is that she's a different culture, married somebody from another culture, just like I did. And she said, we are the ones sustaining this country. because she's from the southwest and married to somebody from the southeast. I'm from the southeast, married to somebody from the south-south. So these are the things we are talking about. In fact, our children are, what do we call them? They are half-caste. My own half-caste walked in and she's sitting quietly at the back. I don't want to embarrass her. So they are half-caste. We also have to show the willingness to engage in conversations and collaborations. The willingness to engage. It is not just talking about the conversations and collaborations. It has to come from us. It has to come from us. Because when we do that, it will help to foster understanding. Not only fostering understanding, it would also lead to cooperation among people from different cultural divides. Can you move? Can you move? I'm looking at time and they're looking at me. Don't worry, I'm rounding up. Can you move? Extended family structure and support. Very important. You can't take it away from the African man or woman. Even those of us that are now in Lagos claiming to be very sophisticated and all that, you still have obligations. One cousin, one auntie you have never seen, you've never heard of, but somehow it is your family. So we have to look at this because the extended family structure gives us emotional, financial, and social support. When you don't have somebody, you just had a baby, you don't have somebody to look after your baby, you have to go to work and nowhere, then one long auntie, your mother will call, so and so is so place. They will come and help you. Is unpaid in terms of monetary terms, but the payment cannot be quantified. The payment, because that social support is beyond. Our families have talked about this. We play high premium. The importance, these are all the things that, the importance of community and in the interconnectedness, oral tradition where we tell stories. But do we still have time to tell our children stories of who we are and who they are? Because I told you, our culture, it leads to the identification of who we are. Our family is also an identification of who we are. It's very important. Hey, the beautiful one, Ubuntu, you can't take it away. You can't take it away. Is Southern Africa in origin. But it is us. That is the spirit of the African. Because the emphasis is on empathy, compassion, and kindness towards other people. Anybody you show compassion to and you are kind to, it will help to inspire all of us to build a world that is more equitable. Is equitable society we are talking about. And the African dynamic is also decentralized decision making, because through this way we empower people. We empower people. Something has happened at from the family to the village group, to the village head, to the wider community. All kinds of decisions, different layers of decisions go on. And that you can't take away from the African. I am proud, very proud, to be an African, and not just being an African that has a very, very rich heritage. You can't take it from me. Don't say I'm sounding immodest. It's unfortunate. Arochukwu Kingdom is not here. Benin Kingdom is not here. Thank you for accepting that aspect of me. These are the issues we have to think about, because we are talking how we culture can traverse and we harness family life to ensure that we have what it takes. By traversing cultures, harnessing African family life solutions, and collaborating with diverse stakeholders, we can work towards achieving sustainable development goals in a way that is, 1, inclusive, 2, culturally sensitive, and respectful of local knowledge and traditions. This is my final thoughts. A proper interrogation and understanding of cultural diversities across societies with attendant family dynamics is advocated. I'm advocating that we have a proper interrogation and understanding of cultural diversities. And when we embrace, accept, and celebrate, see, I'm being deliberate here. When we embrace, accept, and celebrate African diversity and richness, we are not just diverse, we are also very rich. We have very rich culture. We will collectively contribute to a global society that is more inclusive and harmonious. All these words here and there, because we have not accepted, embraced, and celebrated our diversities. Content of socialization will always come to the rescue. Content of socialization will always come to the rescue. Thank you for listening. God bless us all.
Dear brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters of Africa, as we stand here today, a generation is rising that's in danger of forgetting the power and resilience of our ancestors. We can't blame them, for it is our responsibility to remind them of the giants who came before us. We must tell them the stories of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who fought for free education and social welfare, of Kwame Nkrumah, who led Ghana to independence and showed us what it means to be proud and free, of Margaret Epo, who paved the way for women's rights and political participation, of King Jaja of Opobo, who resisted colonial rule and fought for our freedom. We must remind them of Queen Idia, a symbol of maternal wisdom and power, of Dr. Nelson Mandela, who fought against apartheid and racism, and showed us the true meaning of forgiveness and reconciliation, of Thomas Sankara and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who fought for our dignity and self-determination. We must tell them of the Great Wall of Benin, which was greater than the Great Wall of China, of how the Benin Kingdom had street lights before New York and London, of how Amadioha and Shogo produced fire before the world thought about electricity. Let us dive deep into our history and legends at the African Family Life Delegate Conference 2025 as we reclaim our heritage and strengths and build intergenerational resilience. Let's remind our children and grandchildren of the power of ancestors and the greatness that lies within. May 2025 is the day we take back our story, our history, and our legacy. Join us. Let's rise again as a powerful and resilient African family we once were. Welcome to the African Family Life Delegate Conference 2025, reclaiming our heritage and strength, African history and legends for building intergenerational resilience.